Well, hello everybody, how you doing? I'll put the StreamYard link up if anybody would like it. And right now I am just doing something. Do, 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 do. How we doing? You alright? Whoever's watching. StreamYard link is up. Welcome to the good Friday Night Live. Hi Simon, how you doing? I hope you're alright, mate. Empty Belly, how you doing? Fancy seeing you here. Has that finished doing what it's doing? Okay. Just got home from a long drive, Paul. Where you been? Anywhere nice? Anywhere fun? You want to pop in and say hello? Because I don't want to sit here all on my own forever and ever because it'll be really boring if I'm just sat here on my own. In fact, it'll be really short. It's supposed to be Good Friday Night Live. You never know. You never know. Was it a busy shift then, Paul? Yeah, no worries, Exeter. I know you've got to go. Paul Keating from Essex. Okay. What are you doing out in Essex way? Uh, shoot shortly. I knew what you meant, Exeter. By the way, it's really great to see you, and I did tag your page in my page on Facebook on our picture. If you want me to send that to you, that's fine. And just now we
really great.
hello, Paul.
Turn the volume up. I wasn't working. I was just off to see the kids.
Ah, right, okay. So you've had to do that one, yeah.
Yeah, bless them.
You do some Devon roads next time, better than Cornwall. I'll tell you what, Simon. Some of the roads I went on in Cornwall were absolutely awful. I will put videos up of them, but I'm blaming the sat nav for some of that, not Devon so much. Hey, crazy dad, how you doing?
What do you mean awful? In what way? Potholes or just busy?
No, the sat nav decided to take me fastest route, which meant getting off the A roads onto some of these B roads. And if you've ever been on a B road in Cornwall, they are just a slightly upgraded farm track. And it had been raining, so yeah, I brought back plenty of Cornwall mud on my bike. My GTR is absolutely minging at the minute.
Need to get it properly and professionally cleaned. You're not a member of the Oakley Motorcycle Club, any of
No,
you?
I'm not. No, no.
Oh, I just happened to join because a few of my mates are, and they're more Bedford way, and it's Oakley, just north of Bedford.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who detailed my bike for me, he was there at the motorcycle club. They did some event at the Luton fire station where
Yeah,
there was
that
lots
was
of.
on today, wasn't it? Was it?
That was on today. I was
Yeah,
supposed to go, but I promised my kids I'd see them, so I ducked out on that. There's loads of other events coming up over the next, you know, throughout the riding season. So I'll
yeah,
make an appearance. But I just had my bike nicely cleaned and detailed. Come out of South Mims, I got diverted onto this awful bit of road where they just laid it. You know how they lay roads with the stones first and then they come and tarmac after?
yeah.
Well, it was like 2 miles of this dust and stones being kicked up. And I was
Yep.
effing and blinding all the way up this because it was like, it's like riding on ice, isn't it, with those little stones?
It is. I mean, they do a lot of tarmac dressing when they put the roads down, don't they? They put the tarmac down, then they just put like an inch of stones on top and let the cars rub it all in.
Yeah,
And
well,
yeah, it's absolutely awful. I hate
it was
it.
a nightmare because you have to do 20 miles an hour, otherwise you're kicking up stones and skidding around like a roller skate on rat shit. But So I
absolutely.
had this idiot on my ass all the way. I ended up just pulling over and just letting him go. There's just no point in getting pissy about it. It's just turn some lights on. It's bloody dark in here. Hang on a minute.
You know. Here you go, Paul. Simon Brackett's just got a question for you, but I think it's 12x7, but I'm not sure.
What's the legal size of a number plate? Well, Simon's just answered that one. Yeah. I've got to be honest. I mean, even though I've been in the job for 18 years, a lot of traffic law specific to motorcycles, I've got to be honest, I'm not particularly well versed in a lot of them, and I shouldn't say this, but not a lot of coppers are unless they're pure thoroughbred traffic coppers, and
Mm,
I'm not. I'm only like part time now, but
yeah,
you'd be hard pushed to find many coppers that would be able to point out whether or not an exhaust is legal or not. I mean, the first indicator, obviously, if an exhaust is really stupidly loud, then you're going to attract some attention.
Usually a dead giveaway is if it says not for road use on the side of it.
Yeah, that's a big clue. That's a big clue. But I think, do you know what? I think the biggest emotive issue is visors.
Yeah,
I'm not being rude. I'm just trying to sign in onto YouTube so in case I see any questions on here on the other on the Apple
yeah,
visors. I mean, I've just got a new safety helmet,
yeah,
and and the standard clear visor is fine because I've got the little flip down tinted one. That's okay. But I thought because it's quite a nice, it's a limited edition helmet. It's the Flash, and I thought
yeah.
a nice gold iridium visor would look nice.
Hmm.
So I've ordered one. I think it comes on when's the 19th? Is that Tuesday?
Yeah,
So it comes on the 19th. I'm going to fit that. Okay, daytime. You wouldn't want to use something like that at night time because you wouldn't be able to see bugger all. But there's a lot of coppers that don't know the legalities. They just think a black tinted visor. Some people think you don't have one, or you
hmm,
don't have any of those mirrored visors at all. But there's a lot of loopholes and there's a lot of questions about whether
yeah.
or not
I
you can.
mean, I know Shui sell a polarizing visor. So if you go through a tunnel, it's clear, and you come out and it's dark,
Yeah,
and that is actually not road legal either, which is interesting. But iridium visors are not road legal. They don't, as far as I'm aware, they never have been, because should the weather get inclement, you can't see where you're going. So
well, I mean, I got another crash out, and I'd keep that in the top box. So if the weather did turn,
yeah,
or I found myself coming back at night, I would just. It's too much faff changing over a visor. I know you can do it, but you're trying to click the rail in, you're trying to do the button, you're doing it. It's just faff.
yeah.
So
That's why I like. I've got the Shark Skwal, and that visor just pulls in and out.
yeah, see, that's quite
Literally
good.
seconds to change a visor. It
I
is
got
good.
I got a scorpion. No, well, not a scorpion. Is it a scorpion? Yeah, it's a scorpion. And I've got a what's that one? That's an HJC, the flash one. And
He's gonna
to
get it.
get this off, he's disappeared. To get this off,
Yeah,
you got a little lever.
yeah,
So you push the little lever, and to take it off is nice and simple. You just do the
yeah.
lever, and then it's off, and you put the other one on. But the scorpion, unless you really line them up and you've got a good bit of daylight, it's a real pain in the ass to put back on.
Yeah.
But
I had the same issues with I've got it up there. It's my Shui Neotech. It's my old lid, and there's a little lever you pull down. You pull that down, and then you prise it off, and it comes off quite easily. But to get
yeah,
it on, it always used to take me 4 or 5 attempts to get it all lined up, trying to pull the lever down and hold the visor and hold the helmet and try and get it all in. And it wasn't easy.
we're gonna do a competition. How long does it take Paulie Poos to stick the clear visor back on? Here we go.
Here we go.
So
The clock is
we're gonna,
running.
the clock. All right. Oh, actually, no, that's a bit quicker than the Scorpion. So I got one side on. This is like the generation game, isn't it? We should have a little competition.
Yeah.
Have a little competition. How quick? There you go.
There you
Done.
go.
Now
Took
the
about 20
scorpion.
seconds. About
The
15,
scorpion.
20 seconds.
I'd still be faffing with the scorpion. So I wouldn't be wanting to do that on that. That'd be a right pain in the arse. But
Yep.
I'll tell you what I do notice though. The wind noise on this is a lot less than on the scorpion because the scorpion's got a little bit hanging off the back.
Yeah.
Do you wear earplugs?
No.
Do you not get bothered by the wind noise?
No. I considered wearing plugs when I had my Versys 1000 because that had the Acropovic exhaust. I took the baffles out of, and after riding that for an hour, it would give me a headache.
Yeah, I got
Um,
neck ache, something chronic today.
But the earplugs, no. I did start wearing them, and you get the certain earplugs that block out the engine noise, but you can still hear your intercom, the music, and the sat nav, and all the rest of it. But I just got so they used to hurt my ears more than the noise. And my bike's not that loud anyway, so I just stopped wearing them. So.
Well, no, mine isn't particularly loud. It's like I find that the loudest element is the wind noise.
I don't get a lot of wind noise on my Shark Skwal unless I turn my head sideways, and then the wind tends to rush in through the edges. But while it's straight on, it's not that loud at all. Hardly hear anything.
You got quite a high windscreen, whereas on mine, I've noticed some trophies have a really high windshield.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't. Mine seems to be sort of quite low, which makes it look better actually.
The LS2 helmets, yeah, they're coming on. They're a great price as well. But Crumbly's right. It is the wind noise that gets you. It's that whistling. It's high pitched. It can be quite aggressive on your ears. And there's a lot of us older bikers that all have tinnitus. I'm fortunate. I've escaped till now. So touch wood.
I don't have tinnitus yet.
No, you will.
Although it can start at any point in life.
Yeah, and tinnitus is just caused by subjecting your ears to loud, constant noises all the time. That's why health and safety's gone mad and makes everybody wear ear defenders everywhere now. So.
I'm surprised I don't. I did spend a lot of my years at heavy metal concerts. I tell you what, who was the loudest heavy metal concert I went to? Motorhead in Hammersmith, Odeon.
Yeah.
And that was 30,000 watts apparently.
I was at the Milton Keynes Bowl for a summer solstice concert, and someone in their wisdom decided the ambulance would be parked to the side of the stage, right in front of the speakers. I didn't stay in the ambulance.
No.
My reasoning was the ambulance needs to be there. I don't. If I'm there, I can't hear the radio, so I'm going to stand over there.
Yeah. I was just going to say, so someone move the ambulance.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the summer solstice concert, and there was several different rock bands on, and they were all equally loud and equally noisy. And after a couple of minutes sat there with all the windows done up, and you could turn the radio up full volume on the ambulance, and you still couldn't hear anything. It's like, nope, can't stay here, and they wouldn't let us move it. So yeah.
So changing the subject. Motorhead Portsmouth Guildhall, 106 decibels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Neotechs are modular helmets. You're right, they are, but they are very quiet. Mine was. So.
Yeah, my next one's I need a modular helmet as well.
Yeah. G Travels UK. How's that GTR? Because he picked it up last week, I do believe, and rode it back from Macclesfield way. So,
I was going to ask that. If he's when did he get it from? Was it Superbike?
I think it was Superbike Factory. It was, wasn't it? Is it Macclesfield?
They've still got a few GTRs in there, and if I get my way, in 6 months' time, I might change my name to Paul ZZR 1400.
Oh, a ZZR.
Yeah.
Very nice.
My friend Derek has got a ZZR, and
the only thing I will say about the ZZR is get out and ride one first if you can, because I know you're fairly tall.
Yeah, that's the thing. My mate Derek's got one, and we're gonna swap bikes Saturday, tomorrow. Now, I'm losing track of the days on bank holidays. I always do, but Sunday morning we're going out for a ride. I'm going to meet him at Baldock Services, and we're going to go for a ride. And we're going to swap bikes.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
going to
tell
see
you
him.
right one first, because you're fairly tall. I found the ZZR cramped, and I'm not as tall as you.
When you say cramped, do you mean like has it got a high foot peg then?
The foot pegs are slightly higher. You're slightly more in the fetal position, but you are also laid right across the tank.
That might not suit me then.
No, but I say if you can ride one first, ride it. He's working till Sunday. GTR has been chilling. Oh, bless you. You need to get out on it, mate. You need to get out on it.
Yeah.
I just got back from Cornwall on mine, so yeah.
A good long run. Does a bike good to have a nice long run?
In fact, G Travels UK is here with us.
How you doing?
Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Nice to be part of the club.
Yeah, right.
Welcome.
The GTR boys.
Yeah, so it's been chilling. It's been chilling, has it, since you rode it back?
I've been literally on Friday. I went up to Macclesfield, picked it up, and sorry lads, I'm at work, so I might have to shoot from time to time.
No worries, no worries.
I picked her up from Macclesfield on Friday, got the train up, and since Friday to Sunday, I did just under 400 miles, which is a slap on that bike. And she's literally been in hibernation since Monday. Literally.
Wow.
So on Monday, I think where are we off to, Jerry? Southend, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Southend Shakedown.
Yeah, Shakedown. Yeah, well, I'm heading down there on Monday, so that's got to be so. Yeah, mate, lads, I've been waiting 6 years for this bike, and now I'm like,
what did you have before the GTR?
SV1000. And the thing is,
well, no slouch.
It weren't, but after doing the test ride on that, I didn't want my bike anymore.
Yeah.
Literally, it was
the SV1000, isn't that a twin?
Yeah, V-twin. Yeah. I've worked my way up the ladder, the CC ladder, since being a biker. I've been riding for 22 years, so it's to get this, it's like, whoa. You got it all, haven't you? You know, the GTR, you can chill out, relax. Don't get me wrong, I need risers for that, for the steering, because I feel like it's a proper stretch. And you get the old pins and needles in the end. But besides that, mate, the thing's unreal. It's at one point
windscreen wipers, isn't it?
Mate, honestly, it might as well have. It's like on the way back down the M1, I was riding, just cruising, and I'm looking at all the cars in the slow lane going, fuck me, they're slow. What's going on? And then I've looked down, I was doing 145. I was like, oh, fuck, I better back off. So it was one of them. But I can't fault the thing so far. It needs a service at 26,000, so got to save for that. Or just credit card it.
Find someone cheap to do your servicing. Whereabouts in the country do you live?
Essex, like near Chingford, Chigwell way.
Oh, I used to live in Chelmsford.
There's a very good mechanic I know that will service your GTR, and he will not break your bank.
Really? I don't mind.
Send me a message or something, and
because it don't need anything just yet, because it's just had a 7.1 service before handing it over to me, like spark plugs, oil, and everything. So, and the thing is, like, I'll be riding it every other week. It ain't even like I'm riding it every day, because we ride bikes for a living, you know. So we get company bikes. We ride that for a week, and then I'm literally a full-fledged biker. It's ridiculous.
What do you do as a normal job?
Key holder. We hold keys.
Really?
Yeah. Quick response.
Got any vacancies? God, I'd love to do a job like that, a key holder, mate, and you get that by motorbike.
You don't want to work, He's crazy. But no, I love it. I do. You want a bike? We're in the centre of London, so
it's
just
stuff riding around London. I hate riding around London.
Sorry, is that your number? You say,
yeah. I'll just send me a number in there so you can get it back to us, and I can put you in touch with a really good Kawasaki mechanic.
fantastic.
He's one that does all the work on my bike, so
yeah, that's brilliant, man.
I trust him implicitly.
I've got that, you know, the bar around the engine fairing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm looking at it going, I do not want to strip this bike down for love nor money. Like, there's things I want to do to it with like the LED indicators and the LED lighting, but I'm going to do my research first and see what's what, because I want them, you know, the indicators where they go white.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah. Was it an easy? Did you install them yourself?
I installed them myself. It was really easy, but you do have to take all the front bearings off.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's that bike.
You've got to take. What gen you got? Gen 1 or Gen 2? What year is it?
It's 2014.
14. So it's a Gen 2. It's the same as mine. So you got your glove box in the left hand side, haven't you?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get this. My phone don't even fit in it. My phone's too big. It's ridiculous, mate. I was like, hell. I was tempted to give it back. I was like,
but you've got to take them 2 top pieces off. Yeah, those 2. Yeah. The middle big bit of plastic comes off.
Yeah.
Then 2 top pieces comes off, and then you got the mid section comes off, and then you can release the lower section so you can get to your indicators.
Gotcha.
So it's a real pain in the ass. Yeah. If you've got a pair of decent Allen keys,
you
need a little pin thing to release all the plastic clips. Don't lose them.
No, yeah, because you have to flick it, poke them in or something to flick them out.
Yeah, you poke it, push it in halfway, and then pull it out.
Yeah.
You can do it without taking the screen off because you don't have to release the 2 under the top. You literally undo the 3 bolts in the top pieces, and you can lift them up to release the.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but if you have a look at it, it is a lot of bits and pieces come off. I did it myself in about an hour and a half. But the LED lights, they're 70 something pound. They were on eBay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort that.
And they literally are plug and play.
I might get in touch with you on what ones you actually got. So if you got a link or something, just so I know what I'm getting right. Because the last thing I want to do is be spending money and nothing fits. That piss me off, to be frank.
I know.
The things that, like, there's little things I want to do to the bike, you know, like just to make it my own.
Yeah.
Because I want to travel on it. I want to do the whole of the UK. I've set up the YouTube channel, but it's getting round to getting the stuff off the camera and trying to work out what to do with it. You know, so it's my channel's going to grow, but slow. Do you know what I mean? It's going to come, but it's more for the UK tour, and definitely want to. This country's pucker. What we live in.
What Simon Brackett just said about needing a relay, they do send you the relay with the kit, and the relay is really easy to get to. It's just lift the seat and it's on the right hand side. So that's the bit.
Right. So it's a plug and play.
The whole lot is plug and play. It gives new indicator bulbs. You take your old indicator bulb out and take the wires off and plug the new bulb in and plug the new wires in.
Yeah, because I was looking at the headlamps, the LED headlamps, because I'm still rocking halogens, and they have the is it a resistor or whatever they call it, relay on it, like cable. You plug the cable into it, and you have to find a place to put them, so glue them up somewhere. So that time
there is room to do it. There is a guy in America that's put a LED kit on his GTR. I haven't done it.
I watched it.
He's done it.
Yeah, it might be the same guy I watched, because there isn't a lot on there, to be honest.
No.
YouTube's so big, but there isn't a lot on there for the GTR, if you know what I mean. Like there's one guy, because like showing the risers, how to do the risers, how to change the oil in this shaft and things like that. Like, well, you have to change that once a year or every 6 months, whatever. Like for me, it's going to be every 2 years. Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I do nearly 20,000 miles a year on mine because I use it for commuting as well as going on holiday and things like that. And I change my oil. I tend to drop it every 4,000 miles.
Yeah.
And the shaft drive oil I do every year. And when I do the shaft drive oil, I do the water and all the fluids and everything else all at the same time. But I
will do it yearly, but it's like my mileage on it, unless I tour on it, it's literally the week I'm off, going to work, locking her up, and getting the work bike sort of thing.
Yeah,
so it's madness.
But she's a lovely, beautiful bike, and she will look after it. When you do put the risers on, I will say they do change the handling. You need a bit more push to get it in and out the corners because of the
I
higher
was saying
handlebar.
I was saying to the lads here that it is weird going round a roundabout and coming off the roundabout. You know, like below 30, you're sort of steering into the turning, but it's that big. It steers itself. It's like it's something to really go. Hang on a sec, is this really happening? And then when you try and counter steer off a roundabout, it's like fucking hell. Like you proper have to give it some. But when that throttle kicks in, it's like holy shit. That's the buzz I got when I test rode it like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my god!
As soon as you take it above 3,500, 3,750 RPM, and the variable valve timing kicks in, and it opens everything up. She'll take off, and she's not to 60 in 2 point something seconds.
I know it's the same engine as the ZZR, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the same engine. It's geared slightly different. Yeah. You've got the Gen 2, so she's slightly less abrupt power, same as mine. The Gen 1s are more abrupt power, but the Gen 2... I
don't think I'd want it any more power, to be fair.
It'll still do 180 miles an hour, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was doing 140, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, that was in Mexico, though, weren't it? So.
See, that's the problem. When you're on a big machine,
you forget how much power you got.
You do feel like you're almost everything is going slowly, and then when you see what you're doing on the old speedo, it doesn't feel like it because.
Sorry, lads, can I be back in a minute? 2 seconds.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go on. Yeah.
It is easy to.
Yeah, it's when you're on a bigger bike, it is easy to keep that mileage up, and it don't. Yeah. He's gonna have to run off in a minute. Look.
That sucks, doesn't it? 10 to 11 at night, having to go out to some numpty that's had a break in. I tell you, no, it's more annoying being at the scene of a break in, and then you're
waiting for a key holder.
You're waiting for a key holder to turn up. Yeah. You're like almost sitting there thinking, well, this is why we always make sure if we ever go to a break in progress, unless the offenders are still on the scene, if it's like one of those scenarios where they're long gone, okay, coffee, donuts, turn up, and they don't matter. Because as long as you've got your coffee, donuts, and fags.
Fags, important stuff, important things.
Yeah, you gotta have your fags.
I've got some grub coming. I'm gonna stay watching. I might jump on afterwards if you're still on. All right?
Yeah. All right, mate.
Right. We don't want to watch you eat.
Nah, you don't want to say that. Oh,
no,
it's like an animal. I'll catch you in a bit.
Noodles all right, mate.
Touch. Catch you later. Cheers, buddy.
Oh, let's quickly save that. See you later.
See you later. That's nice. That's nice of him to pop in. Brand new GTR owner.
Well, I mean, they're becoming a very popular bike. If you actually look on the Superbike Factory website, there seems to be a bit of a trend. I don't know whether they do this. Look at the marketplace and see what sells. There are lots of like GSR 600s. There are lots of GTRs. There's a few ZZRs. The Versys is a very popular bike.
Yeah.
The MT10, no, not MT10, MT01, quite a few of those.
Yeah.
So I think whoever does their bike buying obviously keeps a stock in of what sells. There must be, I don't know, but some people play the role, don't they?
Yeah. There's they've got a big warehouse down London way as well, up in Macclesfield way, and my mechanic went down there to look at his bike he's got because he's just bought another GTR 1400. And while he was down there, he said to them, "Have you got any more that aren't on the website?" And they said, "Yeah, come this way." And they walked him through a warehouse full of bikes to another warehouse full of bikes that none of them had been prepared or taken photographs of or even looked at yet. They were just sat there waiting. And he said there is hundreds of bikes just sitting there that are not even on their website yet.
Well, I think I saw somewhere, I can't remember where I read it, at any one time there's about 2,000 bikes in their stock.
Yeah.
That's a lot of That's a lot of inventory to carry, isn't it?
And yet again, 3 years ago, when I was looking for a GTR 1400, I wanted a black one. And that's all that really mattered to me, is I wanted a black one. And I found about 3 for sale in the country for around about under 10 grand, which is what I was looking at. And none of them were black. And I remember thinking, well, I'm going to have to settle for another colour one at this stage, you know. And then all of a sudden, the black one with the green piping appeared on Superbike Factory, and I went, that's it, oh, done. And I bought that one. And yeah, they were really rare at the time, but
I saw one on their site exactly like Rev Bombs, but the Kawasaki green. I think his is I think it's like a Viper green on his, isn't it?
He's got the Triumph green on his. He's put the Triumph green bits on him, which apparently is the same as Kawasaki green.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I don't think
right. Yeah, the Triumph green. Well, I'm colourblind. There's not much difference for me, but the Viper green and the Triumph green. The Triumph green, the Street Triple or the Speed Triple at Eclipse in the that's
proper green. Yeah, that's nice.
I like that. That does it for me. MT09 has had a recall. My friend only got one a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I want to know what's the recall for.
That's a good question. What is the recall? Oh, I can't think of many bikes that have had a recall. I mean, Yamaha doing a recall. Jesus Christ.
That's a rarity, isn't it?
It is a rarity. ECU programming. What, for Euro 5 compliancy, or is this for bloody Euro 5?
It'll run on electric. You want?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get my run on the Harley Davidson live wire in the week. It had gone in.
Oh, yeah, you were doing that, weren't you?
Yeah, it had gone in for some work.
Oh, that's a bugger.
They're actually dropping the live wire. Sorry, the Harley Davidson name from the live wire. It's just going to be called the live wire. So if you've got an early Harley Davidson live wire, then in a few years' time that'll be worth a load of money.
Yeah, I wonder if they're dropping the name from the live wire because of the ribbing they're getting over electric bike. Yeah,
probably. It's not Harley Davidson, really, is it? To go.
No.
I think they did it to appease a contingent of
certain bunch of people. Yeah,
certain bunch of people. But I read something the other day where you are 100% right. The infrastructure is not only not there, but it will never be there now because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. These two countries are responsible for two main components that make up batteries.
Yeah. I'll tell you something as well. A friend of mine in work ordered, Les Happenden, if you're watching, hello, mate. A friend of mine in work, he ordered a Audi electric one, whatever it is. I don't know which one it is. Q4 or something. I don't know. He ordered it last September and he was told it was going to be delivered in January, I believe. And January turned into February, February turned into March, March turned into April, and he's now being told September. And the reason why he's having to wait so long is because the wiring loom is made in Ukraine.
Exactly.
There you go. So
exactly, this is the problem.
And apparently they're busy making shells now. I don't know. So
busy, yeah. They're busy making mock-up model kits of the Moskva. It's just a diorama. It's just a sea. No boat, just sea.
Yeah.
That'll be a quick model kit.
Oh, here you go. Improperly programmed ECU may cause engine stall. Okay.
I don't have that worry. I've got carburetors and a choke.
Yeah. Mechanical. You got mechanical.
I put everything all back together again, so I got it running. The old Triumph.
Good girl. Yeah.
But Triumph say there's a 3-week wait on a new fuel line, and I don't understand that. It's a standard 8th gauge. It's a 3/8 gauge or 3/16, one of the two. One is 3/8, one 3/16. You got your vacuum and you got your fuel. I think your vacuum is 3/16 and your fuel is 3/8. So that's just standard thing. I remember years ago working on a Mini, so I could technically get by using a fuel line from an old Mini. So anyway, I've ordered some fuel line, and I'm going to fit that and then see how it goes. Because when it's warm, I can just feel it chugging a bit.
Yeah.
And it's usually when it gets down to less than half a tank. What's that?
He's on about live wire.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I think it's something. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stevie. But I mean, I don't know what it is over there. But I'm wondering if it's something that a few people perhaps needed to get out of their system, just to be able to say down the pub, yeah, I've had one of them live wires. It's not like traditional Harley. I binned it after a few weeks just to say I gave it a good shot, and then I got shot. I mean, it's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
either that they got one, and all my slagging off of electric bikes has worked, and they've given them all back. I mean, either way, I'm happy.
This is it. I mean, if you get the chance, you should ride one, because they are awesome to ride. I mean, I've ridden one, but not on a long ride like I was going to get the last time. But I've ridden one around like a large car park. And I have to say, it's frightening. The throttle response is instant. It's about 2.8 seconds to hit to 60.
Yeah.
And it's stupidly quick. Stupidly quick. Would I own one? If I had a garage full of bikes, in my ideal world, I don't know what your top 3 bikes are. If you had a garage, in your ideal garage, if you could have 3 bikes, I would have to have an electric one in there if I was living near a busy town or a city. It would be an electric bike. It would be either a ZZR or a GTR 1400, and something like a Triumph Scrambler. That would be my ideal garage. What would be yours?
I'd have a very large cruiser bike, probably something along the lines of a Harley Electroglide, and that'll be for going away on holidays with the wife, because it's comfy, big, and awesome. If I lived in a town and still commuted to work back and forwards, and it wasn't very far, to be honest with you, I probably would have an electric bike because it'd suit. But no good for any kind of long distance. But then if I want to go out and have a little play and really enjoy myself, then I'd have something like a ZZR 1400 just to go out and play on with the lads and that, just because it's so nimble, quick, full of power. And yeah, those would probably be the 3 bikes I had in the garage if I lived in a town, didn't work too far from home, and I like to go touring with a wife. And it's like I've done 600 and nearly 700 miles in 3 days, going to Cornwall and back with a wife, and going around Cornwall. And to be honest with you, if I had an electric bike, I wouldn't have been able to do that, because that would need charging up how many times? It's not possible.
12. That would be 12 times, and that's just not about the time element. It's the amount of fact that you'd have 30 minutes for an 80% charge.
Yeah. So, how many times? Whenever I pulled into the services, there's always somebody with a bloody an Audi something that's plugged into the chargers. You can't get anywhere near them, because there's they're going to be sat there for 2 hours charging their car up before they move on. Yeah. And if I stay in that car park for longer than 2 hours, I get charged. I'll get a ticket then. The electric bike would not work for me. It really would not. Hang on, take his riders off as well. No, Exeter. Lovely to meet you the other day, fella.
All right, yeah, you popped in to see him when you went down there, didn't you?
Yeah, we met up. We was going to meet up on the way back, and he was going to do an interview video with me, but unfortunately, he was overbooked that day, overstretched, and couldn't do it, and that was fine, because The wife wanted to get home anyway, so yesterday we just headed home, and we did stop in Corsham to see her sister, and then came home from there. That was a few extra miles, but hence why we did so many. But it was a lovely ride down to Land's End, and I managed to get a picture of the bike right in front of the sign and pissed everybody off while I was doing it. So.
Did you put your sticker anywhere like Zhead does? And
I haven't got any stickers yet.
oh, right.
I haven't got any stickers yet. I will get some.
Stickers done. I got stickers. I keep them in my top box now. So if I go anywhere, I now put my sticker there just to say I was there.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it wasn't. Perhaps empty is staying. I'm confused who's staying and who's going now. Everybody's saying goodbye and good night. And... Like okay, hands up, everybody's staying for a bit.
I've got to go in a minute because I've literally just got in. I haven't even had a cup of tea yet.
Yeah, I might actually call it an early one on this live stream as well myself because I am actually still shattered from the journey.
It does take it out of you, doesn't it? I mean, the most I've done on my Triumph is around about 300 miles, and I tell you what, I don't know about you, but the back of my neck after a while absolutely is killing me.
The most painful part about the long journey for me was the amount it cost me to fill up sometimes. I did have to fill up at the Exeter services just after seeing Exeter Rider. I did fill up there, and that cost me 32 quid, and that was an ouch. But I was at the services. I didn't know where local petrol stations was, so I had to fill up there. But then I filled up again in Cornwall, and it cost me 17 quid. So.
I don't get it. There's a lot of inconsistency at the moment with fuel station prices, but you know for sure when you go to a mainstream services where there's loads of facilities, you'll be paying about 189 a litre if you're diesel, and I think it's about 172 for unleaded. But it's just so inconsistent. Everywhere has got a different rate, and everyone looks at each other's. And it changes it changes daily, doesn't it? It's ridiculous. So I'm hoping, I mean, I'll be quite happy after it settles down to get back down to at least, I don't know, I'll be happy with 150 a litre.
I did have a new seat on the bike. I was trialling out a seat from Top Seller or something it is. I think they're down Plymouth way. I'm not sure. A friend of mine had it on his GTR. He said, try that seat out for your journey. And the review is coming, but it's not good. So it's a very expensive seat, but I don't think it's worth the money myself.
How much do you pay for a seat for one of them then?
That was, I think those seats sell for about 300 quid. And it's not a new seat you're buying. You're giving them your seat and they're remodeling it and recovering it. And it's
what
not
are they
good.
putting in it? Are they putting, is it like a gel?
It is a gel seat. It is a gel seat you get from them, but it's the way they shaped it out. It didn't, it didn't work, shall we say? And I shall explain why in the video review I do of it before I give it back. Because no, I'll be happier with £1 a gallon. I would, and all crumbly.
£1 a gallon. When was the last time it was ever £1 a gallon? I think you're going back a bit now.
I don't know. I remember when I first started riding in 1985, I used to pull in the garage and fill up my Vespa for 20p.
I remember filling up my 1.6 Ford Capri, 5 quid, and then that would last me a whole weekend.
Yeah, I remember filling up a car would cost me 20 quid. And today I half filled up my car and it cost me 30 quid.
Well, I'm not fussed about cars anymore. I just run a normal bog standard Vauxhall Astra ex police. And
I've had the powerful cars. I've had the XR3s, the XR3Is. I've been through all of those.
I have. I've had my time of powerful cars. I don't care about now. I'd much rather put my money in the motorbikes now.
Yeah.
That's
I've
my
had my SRIs and my GTEs. That's going back a
Oh
bit.
yeah, Astra GTE with the
I've
digital.
had all of them, and I've had them chipped up and lowered, and I've spent money on them to get them going and being really, really fast. And now I've got a Peugeot diesel.
Yeah, do you know
Really
what?
don't care.
Yeah, my opinion of cars now is they're just cages to use when I can't get out on a bike.
I saw a brilliant expression. I'm going to steal it. Four wheels moves the body. Two wheels moves the soul.
How true. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different, isn't it? I never understood it until I got on a bike. How liberating it is to be on two wheels. Do you know what? Do you remember the days when you actually used to sort of look forward to when you were new to it or new to anything, being excited, getting either in a new car or on a new bike. But with a bike, it's different. You're always excited to get back on it.
I'm going to say yes and no.
All right.
I'm going to say yes and no. I love getting on my bike and going backwards and forwards to work. I really do enjoy that. That makes the journey pleasurable for me. It's 30 mile each way. I get to filter traffic. I get to overtake. I get to not sit staring at the same car for 20 miles. It's fun. Then when it comes to the weekend, when someone says, "Hey, we're going out on the bikes. Do you want to come?" I'm like, "Meh, I can take it or leave it." But they've been driving their cars all week long, and for them going out on the bike at the weekend, it's an event. It's exciting.
It's a big
For
event.
me, it's like another day on the bike. It's all like,
Yeah, but
man,
that's
I can
because
take it or leave it.
Yeah, if you left the bike alone for a couple of weeks, and you had to drive around in that metal cage for a few weeks, that would bring back the love. I tell you that much, because
Oh,
it
it
does.
most definitely would. It most definitely would. But I ain't going to do that. So I'll tell you what. That 30-mile journey a day to work in the car. Some days would take me an hour and a half.
Yeah.
In the bike, it takes me 40 minutes.
Well, do you know what? I think as bikers, we all know that one of the best feelings in the world is like when I come off the M25 to go up the M1 the other day, and it was solid all the way up to junction. Well, all the way up to Dunstable, which is junction 11.
Yeah.
And I loved just filtering between all these numpties. And when people didn't make room for me, you just give the engine a bit of a rev just to let them know you're there.
Yeah.
And they move over.
I'll have to lend you Tracy on the back, because she lets drivers know when they're in the way and they're not moving over. Sometimes I have to rein her in and say, "Oi, stop doing that. You're going to get us in trouble."
Stop being a hooligan. Yeah.
And she'll say, "Well, he was on his phone, the fucking muppet." She's worse than me.
That pisses me off when you see them just like bumbling along. I don't know. I just feel like just kicking their mirror off or something like that. They're on the phone and they're holding their steering wheel with their knee and they're tapping away. And I was like, "You arsehole."
Yeah. I agree. And there is a little story about Tracy where she tried to climb through this guy's window of this Range Rover he was driving when he nearly had us off on the roundabout. And he pulled out on it. He pulled out on us on the roundabout, and I had to toot and change lanes to avoid him. It was that much of a pullout, and we ended up behind him, and he flipped us the bird out the window. And I thought, right, I followed him down the road, and there was a set of lights, and they were red. So I thought, I'm going to pull up next to you. I'm going to have a word with you and tell you how out of order you were. Well, as I pulled up alongside next to him, he hit the brakes quick, so I overshot him. Well, unfortunate for him, I stopped with my pillion sat right next to his window, which was open. She stood up on the pegs and led him through his window, giving him what for. And I can hear all the abuse she was giving him on my headset. And then he realised that I was actually leading a group of about 15 other bikes, which then appeared. And my Tracy didn't hold back, put it that way. And then when she eventually sat down and the lights changed and the car in front moved, I pulled off and all the other bikes pulled off and he waited. He just sat there. He weren't moving. He did have his wife sat in the car with him. I did feel sorry for her because she probably felt quite threatened.
I'd imagine she was shrinking down in her seat.
Yeah, he did too, actually. He was a big lad, but he looked very, very small by the time he pulled away. He was being berated by this woman on the back of a bike.
You should give
and
Tracy a water pistol.
explained the correct way to approach a roundabout and what he should do and what he shouldn't do, and how impolite he was that he, instead of saying sorry, which if he'd said sorry, it would have all been over and finished with, he decided to flip us the bird, thinking he was the big man. Then she questioned his parentage. Then she questioned his manhood.
Oh.
She went to town.
Give her a water pistol or one of them little pea shooter things.
Oh no! When we're in the car, and you know those stick stirrers you get and Costa.
Yeah.
There's one of those in the car because I told her off to keep flipping people the bird. So now she holds it up and goes, stick. People just look confused. Stick.
Sticky.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm going to go off and make myself a cup of tea and sort my shit out. So
yes, I'm gonna. Sorry guys and everybody watching. I do apologise, but I'm gonna have to go now, and I'm gonna have to get my head down because I'm absolutely shattered, and I'm not going to carry this on for much longer.
You look a bit peaky. You look a bit tired, mate.
It's taking it out of me, this journey and long rides and the extra concentration you do when you're fully loaded with luggage and pillion.
It's a big thing. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I mean, having a pillion passenger doesn't. It's not something to be taken lightly at all. It's a big responsibility. I think it'll be a while.
There's the responsibility of it, and there's also the extra because I'm used to riding solo most of the time. There's the extra thinking you've got to do about cornering, about braking, acceleration, even down to when you change gear is all different because you want to make it comfortable and smooth for your pillion. So you don't want to be stretching the revs too far, but you don't want to be changing gear too early either. So it's all about doing it all nice and smoothly. And
otherwise they're just bumping into you anyway if you don't. So it's for your benefit, I suppose. Not having done it, but I can only assume.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few pillions, and they've all said that I'm very, very smooth when I ride with a pillion. And I mean, I've had no complaints ever about that. But it's just extra. It's just that extra concentration, and I haven't done it for a good couple of years because we've been locked down and not been able to go anywhere or do anything. This is the first time I've been away on the bike with Tracy in, I think we worked it out about 2.5 years, maybe a bit longer.
It's a long time, isn't it?
So it is a long time, and it's worked for her as well. I mean, it does wear her out as a pillion because she's thinking about what I'm going to do, and then try and she reads the road ahead as well, which makes her such a good pillion. And so she will be, and she mimics when my body shifts, her body shifts as well. So she's like trying to mimic me, which helps.
Ideal, isn't it?
Yeah, she's really good.
Get some resting. So I'm going to get something to drink, and I'm going to hit the sack myself. I've got a busy day tomorrow. So have a good one all. Nice to see you.
Yeah, and you. Happy Easter to everybody in the side chat. Empty Belly, Crumbly, White Rock Rider, Stevie that popped in for a while. G Travels, if you're still listening, mate. Sorry, mate. Simon Brackett, Exeter, everybody that popped in the side chat. Thanks ever so much for that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have a great Easter. I'm not out on the bike this weekend. I am taking it apart and cleaning it. So take care. And what do I always say, Paul?
Keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up.
That's the one. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for that.
Take care.
Take care. All the best. Good night, all. Good night.